Okay. Yeah, betul betul betul. Okay, so it's my pleasure ya to meet all of you here. Nah, teman-teman, kita bakal akan mulai nih acaranya. Tapi sebelumnya nanti kita akan berdoa terlebih dahulu ya. So we're going to start to pray. I will lead all of you in a Catholic way. Okay, shall we start? Okay, ya. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. Thank you, Jesus, because of your blessing, we can conduct our IKA20 X Worship English event now. Please bless our event, speakers, and participants so that we can gain a lot of the new things from this webinar. Okay, make this event more fruitful, Father, so we can glorify your name for now and forever. This prayer is far from the perfection, and we deliver all of these pieces to only you, God, the one who we trust. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right. So we're going to start very soon. I mean, we're going to discuss a lot of things about how to enhance your presentation skills for business pitch, for instance. Jadi teman-teman nanti bakal dapat ilmu banyak nih dari Mr. Edward Phillips, one of our best EG in Worship English, mengenai how to present something ya. Jadi cocok banget nih untuk Bapak Ibu yang mungkin businessman atau profesional or even a lecturer and a student as well. Jadi ini benar penting banget ya yang namanya kemampuan untuk presentasi. Apalagi di zaman sekarang kan memang apapun itu komunikasi itu udah jadi kunci utama. Nah, before we start, kita mau dengerin sambutan nih dari ketua dari IKA SMA Kasinui 1 Surabaya. Please welcome Miss Helen Mariana. The time is yours, Bu Helen.
Good evening, my dear fellows St. Louisers. Welcome to IKA SMA St. Louis webinar, How to Enhance Your Presentation Skill for Business Pitch. It is an honor for us to have Mr. Edwin Phillips, who is an English trainer at the Wall Street English Surabaya, to share with us this very useful topic. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. We appreciate it very well. I would also like to thank for our host and moderator today, Leonardo Gunawan, alumnus St. Louis 2016. Leonardo is working as regional marketing Wall Street English Surabaya. Special thanks to Bernardine, alumnus St. Louis 1991, and to all of the IT team who have worked hard today webinar and for all IKA St. Louis webinar. I really appreciate your hard work and thank you being such a great team. To all of you, thanks. Thank you for your joining to this webinar and enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bu Helen. Oke, nah keren banget nih kita udah dengar sambutan ya dari Miss Helen. So, teman-teman, maybe we're going to start it very soon, but before that, I'm going to share a little bit about Wall Street English, oke ya? Oke, aku share sound, oke sudah. Here's our center in Surabaya Barat. Nah, jadi teman-teman yang udah pernah ke Papua nih, Bapak Ibu juga bisa, mungkin nanti bisa tengokin nih center kita yang cantik banget yang ada di Papua Mall ya. Alright, so itu merupakan salah satu center kita yang ada di Surabaya ya. Nah, ini tak kenal maka tak sayang gitu kan. Jadi I'll share a little bit about our brand, Bullshit English gitu ya. Nah, kita ini merupakan multinational brand Bapak Ibu. Jadi bagi Bapak Ibu yang memang cari komunitas ini berbahasa Inggris, either itu untuk lifestyle, ataupun untuk bisnis, ataupun untuk pengembangan karir, and so on, itu bisa banget nih untuk mendaftarkan diri ke Bullshit lainnya. Nah, kenapa? Karena kita udah dari tahun 72 ya, Bapak Ibu. Jadi, bisa dibayangin kita sistem pembelajaran dan komunitasnya ini udah sematang apa gitu ya. Because what we believe is networking is crucial. Bener nggak, Bapak Ibu? Kalau misalnya kita nggak punya networking dan nggak punya kemampuan berkomunikasi yang baik, pastinya untuk masalah karir dan juga pekerjaan agak sulit berkembang nih, kayak gitu kan. Nah, so kalau di Indonesia sendiri, kita ini sudah ada dari tahun 14 tahun yang lalu nih. Jadi we're going to have a 15 years anniversary for this year. Dan kita sudah ada nih di 8 center across Indonesia, plus 1 online. Gitu. So, ini merupakan overview dari Bullshit English globally ya. Sorry.
Learning. Humans evolved by learning how to make things easier, faster, and better. At Wall Street English, we've spent more than 45 years teaching English, but at the same time, we're still learning, and now it's time to evolve once again. Because sometimes learners need to be motivated and supported, and the best words we can use to inspire them are the simplest. It's all about people, their needs, their dreams. It's not what we can do for them, it's what they can do for themselves by choosing us. The most positive intention. Say yes. By saying yes, everything is easier and more personal. Just 2 words, but with a bold message. Simple, direct, motivating. Say yes to an English-only immersion experience. Say yes to the most flexible way to learn. The best method to learn English fast and to achieve your goals. Say yes to a better future. Say yes to discovering the world. It makes you feel that you can really do it. And we are here to support. Because when you say yes, you give yourself a chance.
Nah, when you say yes, you give yourself a chance, gitu ya Bapak Ibu. Jadi mungkin kita tahu ya kalau misalnya Bapak Ibu juga punya bisnis nih, nah kita pastinya pengen bisnis kita sukses gitu ya, dengan cara ekspansi seluas-luasnya dan sebesar-besarnya. Nah mungkin salah satu nih dari Bapak Ibu juga punya nih bisnis yang pengen banget itu go internasional, tapi banyak banget nih kendalanya, baik itu di bidang penetrasi pasar karena kendala bahasa, we call it as a language barrier ya, dan juga mungkin kurangnya komunitas kayak gitu. So we are here to help you, karena kalau Bapak Ibu say yes untuk opportunity, we believe that semua itu bisa menguntungkan ya untuk Bapak Ibu dan kita semua kayak gitu. So itu mungkin bridging dari saya mengenai Bullshit English, dan kita akan kembali ke materi utama kita that will be delivered by Mr. Edwin. So Mr. Edwin Philip, can you hear my voice?
Hi Leo. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm awesome.
Awesome, me either. So, okay, Edwin. So, we're going to deliver your material very soon, and you will be handled by Reza, one of our member council here in member.
I'll be handled by Reza.
By Reza, yes. Okay. During the Q&A session. Okay, Edwin, the time is yours.
Okay. All right. Yep. Thank you, Leo. And
Pleasure.
yeah, thank you everyone for inviting me here. So this session is titled How to Enhance Your Presentation Skills for Business Pitching. And we will be looking at different techniques, how to structure and prepare for presentations. So please feel free to ask any questions. My name is Edwin, just call me Edwin. I'm a Wall Street English trainer and I'm from the UK. I have prepared a handout I would like to share. If everybody could download the handout and we will use it during this session. Okay, maybe Leo, you could make sure everybody has the handout. I don't know.
All right, no worries. You can share it through the chat box or me.
I will share it through the chat box, but then also maybe you could share it through WhatsApp or something. Okay, and we will be using, oh, I've sent it to Razor. Let me send it to everybody here, okay? And we will be using this during today's session. Okay, so Leo, please, if you could make sure everyone has that. So the session is, it was scheduled from 4 until 6. So we have a lot to get through. We can take a 5-minute break about halfway. So in about 55 minutes, 10 past 5, we can take a 5-minute break, okay? And we will be discussing ideas in small groups. So we will have breakout sessions as well. And the main subjects we will be looking at is how to prepare for a presentation and what language you can use during a presentation to structure from one section to the next. We'll be looking at a short video of a bad example and a good example of body language. And we will do very short presentations ourselves if we have volunteers, okay? But the focus is on preparation. So let me share my screen with you guys, okay? Okay. How's this? You can see my screen?
Yes.
Is that okay? Yeah. So I've trimmed the title just because my font was too big. But the same message, how to enhance our presentations. Okay. And okay. So let's start. So the first idea we are looking at is creating an outline. So can anybody suggest what this might mean? What does creating an outline mean? Does anybody here make presentations regularly?
Yes, Edwin.
Yeah, okay. So we like to make presentations, or we have to make presentations. So one thing we can normally do is create an outline, which is when we start the preparation steps for a presentation, we might create an outline. So let's discuss this together, okay? Actually, I think this is a good chance to warm up. So let's create some small breakout groups just for 5 minutes. And I want you to discuss in groups for 5 minutes. Then we will regroup and share some ideas, okay? So I will share this, these 5 questions with the groups. And please join the groups, share your ideas, and then we will regroup.
Ake ana senenge pola. Lah bayangno watu ngono lah.
Okay, we've still got people here. I've created the breakout rooms. Can you, Reza, are you able to join a breakout room?
Ya. Wait. Bapak dan Ibu bisa dipersilakan untuk masuk ke breakout room-nya ya. Nanti Bapak dan Ibu bisa berdiskusi, kemudian kembali ke main room di sini lagi. Baik, kita di sini ada VV, Dia Muriati, Leina Wati, Eduardus, Erwanda, Aryani, Unggul.
So Reza, do people have to click on something or is it automatic?
Yes, they have to click on something.
Okay, well, we can create our own breakout room here if people are not joining the others. So guys, let's just discuss here then. So what do you do to prepare for a presentation? Anybody?
Baik, Bapak dan Ibu bisa mulai on mic. Biasanya apa yang akan Bapak dan Ibu lakukan jika mau memulai presentasi?
So, any ideas from anybody?
Mungkin apakah ada ide?
Thank you, Reza. Reza, what do you do when you prepare for a presentation?
Well, usually when I prepare a presentation, I need to do some research.
Okay. And when you are putting together, say, the structure or the PowerPoint, do you make a plan at all?
Well, usually, after I research, I make the structure on which part should I tell first, then make the PowerPoint as I designed the PowerPoint itself.
Okay, good. I think maybe this, let's call everyone back from these breakout rooms and let's see. Oh, we've got more people joining. Okay, let me call everyone back. We can discuss. Okay, well, let's discuss while everyone returns. It might work better if everyone just stays in one large group. Otherwise, we've got a lot to get through. So let's look at the questions. And please, everyone, feel free to turn on your cameras and unmute yourself and participate. So let's look at question number 4. So when you watch a presentation, do you care how organized the presenter is? Would anybody care to comment on this?
Baik, Bapak dan Ibu bisa dipersilakan untuk on microphone untuk merespon tentang nomor 4 ini. Mungkin juga bisa ditanyakan menggunakan bahasa Indonesia, dan akan saya bantu untuk mengartikan ke bahasa Inggris.
Edwin,
hello.
Can you repeat the question again? Which one do you ask, with number 1 or number 2 or number 3?
I was focusing on number 4.
Number 4.
So when you watch a presentation, do you care about the organization of the presenter? What do you think?
Yes, of course we care about how organized the presenter is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if the presenter is not organized, what he's talking about, we may not understand.
Yeah, of course, because we want to get the information across. We want people to understand. So let's look at question 5. How can we be more organized? Any ideas from anybody? Well, okay, let's look at some ways that we can be more organized, okay? So typically, we will create an outline, okay? So this is an example of a presentation outline, okay? So we have different sections, different parts, and different categories of different parts. Typically, we use Roman numerals to mark the different parts of an outline and subcategories with letters or numbers. So here is an example, okay? Okay. So if we were discussing examples or statistics or quotes or other specific items, we can make bullet points within the categories, and things we want to say word for word are shown in quotation marks. Okay, so typically we would have an introduction, the main body, and a conclusion. And we would break the body into different sections. Okay. Well, let's look at some abbreviations. So how would you read these sentences? If these were on your presentation, how would you say these? So the first one, starting tourism. Does anybody want to volunteer? How would you say this if this was in your presentation? Anyone? Maybe Reza. Maybe could I ask you? How would you speak this first point?
Okay, the first point, tourism. I don't know, but okay. 20% Croatia gross domestic product.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah? Well, you know, here we have a couple of symbols. We have the equal symbol. We have a percentage. We have GDP. We wouldn't just say what symbol's there. We would say tourism is equal to 20% of Croatia's GDP. What about the next one? The second one on here. What would you say if this was in your presentation? Any volunteers? It's quite a complex one. What do you think, Leo? How would you say this?
Okay. So...
What does the hashtag normally represent?
Well, I'm not sure actually. Hashtag stands for approximately, perhaps?
Yeah, well, the number, the hashtag, it normally means number.
Number, okay, I see. Okay, Rwanda raised hands. Maybe do you want to ask something, Rwanda?
I just try to read the number that you are pointing at.
Okay.
Okay.
Number of people visiting Croatia per year equals to, is that right?
That's very good so far. Yeah, the number of people visiting Croatia per year. When we have this wavy line, what does that mean? Any ideas?
Approximately?
Yeah, approximately. Let me just put the spotlight on that. So this one here means approximately. So we would say about 20 million. So the number of people visiting Croatia each year or per year is about 20 million. Good. What about the next one? If this was on your presentation, how would you read it? The one starting with the percent symbol. Does anybody want to volunteer? Or shall I ask somebody? Let's ask Agus. Agus? Oops. Agus, can you hear me? I think we have Nadine. Okay. Is that correct pronunciation?
Yeah, that's the correct pronunciation, I guess, for my name.
You guess? Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I think I want to guess for the third one. The percentage of European is between 95 until 97.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, very good, very good. So the point I'm making here is that when we have a presentation, we can put statistical information up on the presentation, but we want to use our own words when we are talking, okay? You want to, so what you said, Nadine, perfect. The percentage of Europeans equals 95 till 97. And what if we have the next one as a statistic? What words would you use for this? Anybody? So we've got the wavy line again. And what does the wavy line mean?
Maybe and approximately around and approximately 15% from German.
Very good, yeah. Well, remember the country is Germany. Yeah, so you would say from Germany, but very good. Is that Stefan? So approximately or about 15% German. Good. So should we try the next one, anybody? What words would you use for this statistic, the next one? Any volunteers? Or shall I choose a name? How about Dia? Can you hear? No? Okay. Right. Well, anybody want to try? With the...
Arya want to say something. Okay.
Yeah. Who?
Arya, dipersilakan.
Oh yeah, okay. With a small presentation from the Asia, which come from Korean and Chinese, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, that would be really good. Just saying a small percentage, absolutely, because we have the information on the screen, the precise information, and you're putting some of your own words, your own personality across. Yeah, very good. And for example, the next one, pop activities, or biking, scuba diving, history tours. Okay, we could just reel off other information as well. So let's continue. Okay, so very good. So I'd like us to refer to the handout file that I have shared. Okay, if you look at the handout here, okay, this is a hard copy, but hopefully you all have the PDF. Okay, I'd like to put you into groups for a few minutes, okay? And I want you to discuss Okay. Can you label the different parts of the presentation? Okay. So we have the different parts, we have the categories, and we have all the different labels across the top. Okay. And what do you think goes where? So does everybody have a copy of the PDF? Or shall I say, does anybody not have a copy of the PDF?
Baik, Bapak dan Ibu, untuk memastikan apakah Bapak dan Ibu telah mendapatkan PDF dari handout ini?
Not yet.
Okay, let me, okay, well, please, can you download, or Leo will share the file with you. Is that okay, Leo?
Okay, let me check it.
Or I can share again. I did put it into the chat. We can paste it again. Let me.
It is weird because it is disappear, Edwin. Sorry.
Okay, okay, no problem. Let me share it again. Okay, so I've shared the file again into the chat. So please download the file. Okay, hopefully the link is in the chat. Open up the file.
Filenya sudah dikirim di bagian chat, bisa dilihat di bagian chat dan bisa silakan untuk di-download.
Okay, I will open up the breakout rooms. Again, please join the breakout room this time. I will share the screen as well. And which label, how can you construct an outline of a presentation? Okay. Let me open the rooms again. Okay. Let's say. Okay. So please join the breakout room, and I will call you back in a few minutes.
Baik, Bapak dan Ibu, dipersilakan untuk masuki ke breakout room. Jika ada kendala, bisa beritahu saya kendalanya apa, jika tidak bisa masuk ke dalam breakout room-nya ya. Baik. Kita ada Helen, Bernardine, Diah Muryati, Leinawati, Seti, Stephen, Unggul, Wenli, Paulina, dan Yisha. Apakah Anda ada kendala? Okay, Edwin, we have two unassigned participants. I think it's...
Okay, yeah, Solicio and the other one. So I'll assign them to room 1, room 2. Maybe Reza, I think I cannot enter the room because I am sharing my screen to the breakout rooms, and I think it stops that happening. Would you be able to visit the breakout rooms? Can I assign you to different rooms?
I can go into different breakout rooms, but my computer might go crazy.
Okay, well, just stay then. Okay.
Yes, like Paulina. Saya tidak masuk karena ini pakai komputer untuk yang join saya.
Lots of people are not joining. Lots of people are not joining. It's difficult to know if people are actually able to hear me.
Well, here Paulina said that she already went into the breakout room using her mobile phone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know if the others though.
Okay. Well, everyone else, I mean, if you've got the PDF downloaded, please just open the PDF and look at the first section and just have a think about which section goes where, okay? And we will discuss in a few moments. Maybe I will open the document here and share that to the screen as well, okay? So we can look at it here if you haven't joined the breakout room, okay? Okay, let me share that here then. So, can you see this, Reza? Am I sharing the PDF?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What's Paulina saying? Computer has no camera or no speaker, just for download file PDF and open it because the screen is much wider than the mobile phone. Okay. So just to confirm, Reza, you can see the PDF that I am sharing on the screen. Okay, this is what we are looking at, okay? So we have 3 parts, okay? Part 2 is the body. Typically, part 1 would be what do we think? Well, I will just help you guys a bit. So part 1 would be the introduction, and part 3 would be the what? What do you think, Reza? What's part 3?
Part 3, you said. Wait, I'm responding to messages. Wait, you said introduction. That's the hook. Outline main points, I guess. Oh no, self-introduction. Wait,
introduction, body, part 3, conclusion.
Huh.
Okay. 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 Maybe we should check on everyone. We can. Well, we've got some breakout rooms. Some people have joined. Some people haven't. Not sure why. Is that because of technical reasons, do you think, Reza?
Usually in some meetings, if they are not in the breakout rooms, that means they are not present in front of their computer.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. We need to push forward. We've got a lot to get through. So let's just call everyone back and go through this. Okay, so in the handout, there were lots of different parts. Let's have a look. Okay, is everyone back? Not quite. Let's just wait for everybody to get back. So we're waiting for a few people. Room 1, room 2, room 3. Okay, well, I'm sure they will arrive in a moment. Okay, so first of all, what do we have? The first part is what? Anybody? Okay, the first part is the introduction. Okay, so then we might have a hook, something that will get people interested, something that will create some interest. And part 1B, any ideas what might come next?
I think it's self-introduction.
Very good, very good. Who was that?
It's me, Nadine.
Nadine, hello Nadine. Yes, very good. So we would, first of all, after the hook, we just introduce ourselves. Yeah, and just tell your audience what your name is and where you're from. And before you introduce the topic, what do you think would be a good
credibility related?
Yeah. Yes, good. Yeah. So establish credibility. And what is the purpose of this, do we think?
It makes the listener convinced a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just so that you can say to the audience that you are the right person to be talking about the subject, okay? So we would introduce the topic, and before we start the body of the presentation, what do you think would happen? What part of the outline? Any ideas? Okay, we've got just to outline the main points. Okay, so maybe in this example, we might have 3 different ideas. So we just tell the audience a very brief outline of what will happen in the presentation, just to manage their expectations so they know what is coming and they can prepare. Okay, so and then in the body of the presentation, you might present your main argument. What would you follow the main argument with? Any ideas? Okay, well, we put supporting evidence. Okay, so you might, my argument, my first idea in the presentation, and I think this because, the reason why. So supporting evidence, it can be broken into 2 parts. The second is an interesting quote. What do you think the first is? Any ideas? So supporting evidence. Pardon?
Statistics.
Very good. Yes. Yeah. So we can provide statistics to support our argument. Okay. And then we will repeat this pattern. Okay. So we might have a second argument, which will be followed again by what? If we repeat the process, what do we expect next?
Supporting evidence.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. So we provide the argument and then we support it with evidence. So in this case, we might present some facts based on research, some statistics, or a personal anecdote. So what is a personal anecdote? Anybody? What do I mean by that? Personal anecdote.
Personal story, maybe?
Yeah. So something that is personal, maybe my experience. Just by doing this, I am helping the audience to relate to me as a presenter. Okay, so instead of statistics, facts, the presenter can just, say a small story. There are no slides for this, but it just helps the presentation, the audience relate to the presenter, okay? And what do we think part 3 is? Part 1 is introduction, part 2 is body. What is part 3?
Summary of main points.
Yeah, both. So we have a conclusion, and we start the conclusion by a summary of main points. So when we summarize, we repeat again, what is our main argument? Okay, what is our second main argument? Perhaps you have three main arguments, okay? So in the introduction, let's recap. So in the introduction, we tell the main points. In the body, we go into the main points in detail. And in the conclusion, again, we say the main points again. What do you think part 3B is?
Strong closer.
Yeah, very good. And what does this mean, do you think, strong closer? What does that mean? Any idea? Well, a strong closer might be the strongest evidence you have or the strongest argument you have, okay? Just so that when you finish, the audience are left with something to think about or something to remember.
Or can it be a quote?
It can be a quote, yeah, absolutely. We can use a quote. It can be it could even be an anecdote. It could be some statistic. It can be a quote. Just something, it could be a rhetorical question. So we might be talking about the environment and we will say, who can help the environment? And then we finish the presentation and people will be thinking about the question. So what happens typically at the very end of the presentation? So part 3D, any ideas?
Take questions.
Yeah, so we put take questions here. So this is a typical outline of the presentation, okay? And we will be, normally a lot of presentations will closely follow this outline. The difference would be in the body. What are your main arguments? What is the supporting evidence? This is what makes the presentation different. Okay, very good. So I want us to start our own outlines, okay? And this is what we want to achieve by 6 o'clock, okay? So I want each group to construct an outline, okay? I want you to imagine that you are working in a travel business, okay? We will look at the example first, okay? But this is what I want you guys to copy with your ideas. This is the example first, okay? Right, well, let's have a look. Hopefully, I would like to share section 1.3 of the document. Let me refer to that, okay? Okay. So hopefully you can see this, yeah? Yes, Edwin. Okay, so here we have the hook, section 4, okay? Let's do the arrow the other way. So this is something that creates interest, something that makes people take notice, something that will identify your presentation, okay? What do we think from the sentences on the right? Okay, which number do you think is the self-introduction? Any ideas? Anybody? Feel free to call out Don't be shy.
Okay, Nadine just said number 11.
Number 11. Yeah, I think so. We will look at the answers afterwards instead of now. But let me just, let's highlight. So number 11, yeah, Maria Garcia, head package developer, introduction. Which number do you think might establish credibility? Which one looks typical? I will draw an arrow actually. Let's just try and keep track of this. So that will get very messy actually. Any ideas? Establishing credibility. What do we think?
Number 7.
I agree. Yeah, number 7. Okay, this is a presentation for a tour package in San Francisco. You say, I lived in San Francisco for 7 years and I developed packages for other cities. So I am the right person for this presentation. Then I might introduce the topic. So I'm going to break down the package. Okay. I will outline the main points. Which number do you think might be outlining the main points? Any ideas? I would suggest number 3. Okay, this is what we will see. Okay, there will be 3 tours to discuss. These are the 3 main arguments in the body. So when the body starts, we have the main argument, and then we support with evidence. So which evidence do you think supports the Golden Gate Bridge tour?
5.
Number 5. Okay. Why choose the Golden Gate Bridge? Okay. What about anything else? What do you think would come next? We have okay, I think let's move forward back to the presentation. You should have this document open, I hope. Okay, let's have a look. So let's just go through the numbers. Hopefully you've got the document and we can go through it together. So yeah, the self-introduction, establishing credibility. We outline the main points, 3 tours to discuss. We say, why choose the Golden Gate Bridge? Because, okay, 10 million visitors a year, number 2 is. The next point, any ideas if you have your document open? Number 8. So these are the different activities that you can do on the tour. Let's proceed. So the main argument 2 is the next tour, the Alcatraz Island tour. We support with evidence, and including that, we can say that it's popular in cinema and movies like The Rock and Escape from Alcatraz. Then we proceed to the final argument. We support with evidence, such as 50 restaurants with iconic meals. And then we can conclude our presentation by providing a summary of the main points again. And a strong closer in this case is the quote that tourism is expected to increase in the future, and it will be a good idea to expand operations. Okay. So, right, this is where I want you guys to take over, okay? So I want you guys to make an outline for a presentation. And I want you to design a tour package for a trip somewhere in Southeast Asia, okay? So I want you to choose a country or a city. I want you to choose 3 different activities. And then I want you to think of statistics to support the activities, okay? So I will put you into the breakout rooms for this, and you can share your own screens, okay? And you can contribute. Somebody should take notes in your group. So guys, do you have any questions before we begin this breakout session?
Baik, apakah Bapak Ibu bisa memahami? Jadi pada saat ini kita akan membuat outline tentang membuat paket tour. Kita pertama harus memilih negara atau kota yang ada di Asia Tenggara, kemudian pilih 3 jam berbeda untuk activity yang di dalam tour itu, kemudian terakhir kita harus memilih support dan pilihan untuk bukti dan tentang popularitas yang ada di tempat tersebut, seperti itu.
Okay, so any questions, Reza, from anyone? I didn't hear anything.
Baik, apakah Bapak Ibu ada pertanyaan? Bisa ditanyakan langsung atau mungkin melalui lewat chat. Jika tidak ada kendala dalam berbahasa, saya bisa bantu untuk mengartikan ke bahasa Inggris.
So I will create the breakout rooms. I want each group to create an outline for the presentation. Okay, so just choose a country or a city, choose 3 activities, and we can invent some evidence. So the statistics do not need to be real or true, okay? So I'm assuming there are no questions. Is there any questions?
There's one question. Oh, so Paulina wanted to see again with, the handout with the answers like 1 to 11.
Okay. This one here, is this correct? Okay, so this is the kind of thing.
Oh, not this one.
No?
The other one, I guess.
Oh,
the previous one, I guess.
You mean?
I think the handout.
Well, the one that you should have downloaded, really. This one? Yeah.
Apakah yang itu? Yes, okay.
Okay, so this is the document you can download. This is the PDF, okay? But this is what we want to make, okay? So you can share your screens yourself. Everyone can share their own screens in the breakout session, okay? So I will create the breakout rooms. This could take 10, 15 minutes. We can have a break afterwards, okay? So we'll go into the breakout rooms for 15 minutes and try to think of a country or a city and 3 different activities or tours, okay? Is everybody ready?
Yes, ready, Edwin.
Okay, thank you. I will come into each breakout room and help. Don't worry.
Okay, sure. Take your time.
So let's make each room 5 to 6 people.
Okay, sure.
Okay, guys, so please join the breakout room. Myself, possibly Reza, will come into different rooms and just make sure everyone is okay. Okay, guys?
Baik, apakah Bapak Ibu yang sedang di sini, apakah ada kendala untuk masuk ke breakout room-nya? Jika ada kendala bisa diberitahukan ya. Oke, yang belum masuk itu ada atas nama Helen, Jenny, Bernardine, Isha, Zeti, Unggul. Apakah ada kendala? Baik, sepertinya di breakout room ini hanya ada orangnya di room 2 dan room 3. Jadi Bapak dan Ibu bisa dipersilakan untuk masuk antara room 2 atau 3 ya.
Hello, Metta? Can you hear me? Okay, guys, welcome back. So that ended up just having two groups now. Okay, so we had Leo's group and Dr. Stefan's group. So there's a few members still waiting to come back. But very good, very good. So this was an exercise just in creating the organization and the outline. Let's just wait for everyone to return. Okay, guys, so welcome back, everybody. Yeah, very good, very good. So we've got two groups now, and we've got the rough outline, okay? So now, we're gonna skip the break. We're just gonna push on, okay? We're gonna look at language that we can use to move from one section to the next section, okay? Let me share my screen, okay, guys? Okay. So has anybody heard of what we call signposting language before? Anyone? Okay. Well, think of it as we use it for the same reason that we use signposts, maybe to give us directions in a presentation, okay? So let's just look at signposting. So to summarize, we have two different types of signposting language. We have organizational language and we have emphatic language. So an example of organizational language, this is language we use to tell the audience where we are in the presentation. Are we at the beginning? Are we in the middle? Are we reaching the end? And this helps to manage expectations of the audience. The audience, remember, they play a role in a presentation. Okay, and this helps the audience. So it helps them process the information. They know the subject might be changing. So they know that maybe they're reaching the conclusion. The other type of language, emphatic, putting emphasis. So here we are stressing important information. So two different types of language we can use in a presentation. Remember, if we have statistics and abbreviations, we want to be using our own words. So examples. That brings me to the last point I want to make today. Immediately, we are telling the audience we are reaching the end, or before we begin. So this is warning the audience that, okay, there is something that's pre-introduction, or emphatic language. The key thing to remember here, you're making it clear something is important. Or another example, if you remember one thing today, make it this. Putting the stress on a very important piece of information. Okay, so the next task we're going to do together, it is actually on your PDF document, section 2.2. However, we need to do this together. So your task, I want you to tell me, is this language organizational language or emphatic language? If I said, first of all, is that for organization or for emphasis? Anybody? What's your thoughts? Number one, organization or emphasis? First of all, what do we think? What do we think? Emphasis? This is actually organization.
Organization.
So it tells us about the structure. It says, we are not started just yet. I want to tell you something before we start. If I said number 2, maybe Stefan, could you read number 2 for us, please?
Let me make one thing perfectly clear.
Okay, so guys, what do we think? Is that putting emphasis onto some information, or is it helping the audience with the organization?
Emphasis.
Very good. Yeah, who was that? Was that, who said that?
Yuliani.
Pardon?
Yuliani.
Yuliani. Okay, so Yuliani, yep, you are correct, emphasis. Could you read number 3, please, for us?
To begin with.
Yeah, and what do we think? Is this organization or emphasis?
Organization.
Let's have a look. Organization, good. Right, I'm going to pick volunteers now. Let's start with Reza. Could you read number 4 for us, please? No? Okay. All right. Number 4, the next point worth mentioning is, okay, is that organizational or for emphasis, do we think?
Organization.
Well, yeah, so this is for organization. We are moving from one point to the next point. Number 5, which brings us to, is that organization or emphasis?
Organization.
Very good. Again, we are changing to a different part of the outline. Number 6, I really cannot stress this enough. Organization or emphasis?
Emphasis.
Emphasis.
Very good. Yeah, making something important. Number 7, moving on to my next point. Organization or emphasis?
Organization.
Yeah, very good. Number 8, consider this.
Emphasis.
Yeah, very good. So we're saying, think about this piece of information. Number 9, now for the final part of my talk.
Organization.
Very good. Number 10, I'm going to leave you with a final piece of information.
Organization.
Yeah, we're telling people that we will be finishing. Number 11, the most important thing to remember.
Emphasis.
Very good, yes. So making sure the audience understands something is important. Number 12, right, now we've talked about blah, blah, blah. I'd like to turn your attention to organization or emphasis.
Organization.
Very good. Number 13, to sum up.
Organization.
Yeah, so it means we are going to look at the conclusion. Number 14, therefore, considering all these factors, we can only conclude that.
Organization.
Very good. Again, it's telling the audience we are looking at the conclusion. And finally, what I'm going to show you today is
emphasis.
Yeah. Okay. So you're telling the audience this is, yeah, this is something we're looking at. Okay, we do have, I'm going to skip one. I'm going to skip section 2.3 due to time. Okay, but it's on your document if you want. We have a, this can be treated as an exercise afterwards if you want. Okay. I'm going to skip forward to let's the next section, okay? Let's say, okay, I want us just to review a section on body language, okay? This involves a 5-minute video, just to think about, let's have a look. So we're going to watch a video of a student giving 2 presentations. And I want us to think about body language, okay? What aspects of body language do you think will be mentioned? Any ideas? Okay, well, let's watch the video and find out. Okay, guys? Let me just make sure that I can share video. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you guys can see this. Let me just adjust it for you. Okay. Oops.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Public Speaking. Today's first presenter is Ranjit, and I would ask everyone to give him their full attention. Chantal, could you dim the lights, please?
The British imposed a lot of unpopular taxes on the American colonists and didn't let them elect representatives to the British government. In retaliation, the Americans started to boycott British goods. In 1773, Americans in Massachusetts dumped a shipload of British tea into Boston Harbor. This became known as the Boston Tea Party. As punishment, the British imposed laws known as the Intolerable Acts, including the Quartering Act, which made Americans let British soldiers live in their homes. Some of the American colonies created a Declaration of Rights and Grievances, which they sent to Britain, but the British just sent soldiers to the colonies to put down any rebellion. This led to the first battles of the Revolution at Lexington and Concord.
Thank you, Ranjit. I know it's very hard to give a presentation in front of the entire class. Now, would anyone like to offer Ranjit constructive feedback about his presentation? Any tips for what he might do differently next time? For example, were you all able to hear what Ranjit was saying?
Not really. He needs to speak louder and face the audience.
Yes. Great suggestion. Anyone else?
He was reading from his paper, so it didn't feel like he was really talking to us, you know?
Exactly. It's important when you're speaking to look up every sentence or two and make eye contact with someone in the audience. Anything else that Ranjit could do to appear more relaxed and feel more confident?
He could smile more.
Yes, smiling makes us feel relaxed. Oh, and make sure your phone is off before you speak next time. I do have one more suggestion. To connect with listeners, it's a great idea to use a personal story or experience as an example. Can you try that next time?
I think so, yes. Next week, my presentation will be about the causes and effects of stress.
We look forward to hearing it. Ranjit is first up again today, and I look forward to his new presentation. Jorge, could you dim the lights, please?
Good morning. Today I'd like to talk about the causes and effects of stress and how to cope with stress. Stress has many causes, including work or school, life events, changes, or unrealistic expectations of yourself. Some effects of stress include headaches, trouble sleeping, depression, or lack of concentration. I know how hard it can be to deal with stress. Last year, I started working after school to save for college, but I didn't have time to do homework and my grades went down. I had trouble sleeping, I only ate junk food, and I stopped hanging out with my friends. Fortunately, I was able to talk with a school counselor to manage my stress. She suggested that I reduce my hours at my job, eat healthy foods, and get some exercise. So I literally started walking home from school and bringing my lunch. I also asked my teachers for extra help. Now, I feel better. It's important to recognize when you're stressed and to ask for help. Thank you.
Great work, Ranjit. I want you all to reflect on how much stronger today's presentation was. Ranjit looked us in the eyes, he spoke clearly, he smiled at us, and he used a personal anecdote to help us feel more connected to him. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so good. I hope that was useful. Let me go back to the presentation. Okay. So I think it was quite clear the point that the first presentation was, not as good as the second. And I hope it made the point that there are some important aspects of body language. Okay. Can anybody name any good or bad habits that Ranjit had in his first or second presentation?
He is reading, not presenting.
Yeah, exactly. This is what takes us back to the statistics information. Don't just read, use your own words, put your own personality into this. Make eye contact. Any other things that are good or bad habits you can remember?
The intonation is so flat. The intonation, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is why if you are making eye contact with people, you're speaking your own words, you have more personality in your presentation, okay? Well, let's quickly look at, we've got a section, this again is on your handout. Let me share my copy, the easiest. And then we can return to our outlines and just share them with one another. Okay, so let me just go back to this. Okay. Oops. Okay, so we have 6 habits on the left and the descriptions on the right. So I think the video made clear how important these body language habits are to improve your presentation, as well as the signposting language and the outline. We have body language. So what is posture, do you think? A, B, C, D, E, or F?
B.
Okay, very good. So the straightness of your spine, standing up straight. So your posture, let me draw a line. Where is this? Yeah. Posture. So, yeah, if you stand up straight, you are confident and your presentation will be, you will have a better communication with your audience. What do gestures mean? What do we mean by gestures? Anyone?
E.
Pardon?
D. David. D like David.
D for David, yes. Okay, so motions you make with your hands and your arms. Okay, so full arm movements are better instead of just waving your hands. So use your body and express yourself with gestures. Okay, smiling, which definition is smiling? What do we think? Yes, so just by smiling shows that you are at ease and can, you know, help your audience relax. What do we think for movement then? Movement.
A.
Okay, yeah. So some people just stay in one spot, which can make people in the audience feel uncomfortable. So just remember this and occasionally maybe just move, not too much, but you can change position just so that your audience, you communicate the fact that you are not trapped to the audience. Facing the audience, which definition do you think? C or E for facing the audience? Yeah, E. Okay, so when you present and you're showing statistics or you have some information, don't turn your back. Okay, so keep facing the people. They can see the statistics. Remember, you want to be using your own words. These are just your notes. Okay, and the last one, eye contact. So this helps the audience feel that they are being spoken to directly, and the presentation is more personal. And it also makes the speaker seem more confident and relaxed, okay? Right, so let's just return to our breakout rooms, okay? We can spend another 5 minutes, just maybe have another look at your outlines. Then we will regroup here and we can just share the outlines and talk about the outlines, talk about our ideas. We don't have to do a presentation. We just need to just explain what our plan is. Okay, guys? So let me open up the breakout rooms again. Same breakout rooms, same outline. Let's just maybe just fill out a few more ideas just for 5 minutes and then we return. Okay, guys?
Kepada Unggul, Jenny, dan Krisila, apakah ada kendala? I think they're not there. Okay.
Okay.
Unggul dan Krisila.
I'm going to put you in room 2.
Yeah, I was planning there anyways.
You were in room 3. I'm going to move you to room 2. Okay. Maybe
I can. Yeah,
oh yeah.
I can.
Okay. Maybe you could join that because
Yep.
everyone in there is a host, and I know that Leo is taking care of room 3. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So the idea is just to work on the outline. We don't have to do a presentation, just describe what our outline is. Okay, guys, are we back yet? Okay, mostly. Let's just wait a few more seconds, get everyone back. Okay, right. I think we're back. So, right. Very good, very good. So let's just discuss these structures that we've created. So there were two groups, and the first group was Leo, and the second group was with Stefan, Dr. Stefan. Who would like to just share their ideas from the structure? We don't, if you want to do a presentation, that's fine. Let's ask Leo. How did you guys get on? Leo, are you there? No? Okay, right. No? Okay, how about Dr. Stefan? Are you there?
Yes, but I have no camera.
Ah,
maybe
okay.
Yuliani help me. Yuliani can share.
Okay, Yuliani, well, do you guys just want to tell us about your destination and maybe the main points and what kind of structure you would settle on? Any thoughts? Or Yuliani, would you like to share?
Oh yeah. So we pick. So for a destination, we pick Indonesia. Wait, this is from our presentation.
Yeah, yeah. Well, just tell us what you discussed and what your thoughts were.
Yeah. So we pick Surabaya, Indonesia, specifically Surabaya.
Okay.
As our destination.
Yeah.
Then our outline is we start with introduction. The hook we will.
Well, the hook is normally some interesting information to create interest.
So the hook, we will talk about Surabaya as Kota Pahlawan, and it's a well-known folktale regarding shark and crocodile.
I've heard of that,
which is a Japanese story, and Surabaya, which is like the name of Surabaya itself, the meaning of Surabaya itself. Surabaya, the word Surabaya, it means Sura, it means shark, and then Baya means crocodile. So it has a folk tale, which is a Japanese story. And then next developer, myself, grew up in Surabaya.
Okay, so would that be your establishing credibility?
Yeah, establish credibility.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I would say, I work in a tour and travel for 10 years as a leader.
Yeah, you're the right person to be talking about this. Yeah.
Okay, and then introduce topic, I would say, 5 days city tour in Surabaya.
Okay.
And for a body, I would say plenty of historical background and supported museum. The second one, among the best culinary known in Indonesia are originated from Surabaya.
Okay, so lots of main arguments. Good. So you could provide some
evidence. And then next will be visiting. Supporting evidence for the plenty of historical background and support museum. I would say visiting museums such as Tugu Pahlawan and its museum, and then oldest church in Surabaya that was built in something 100.
Exactly. This is where your statistics would be. Get your statistics out.
History, and then. Oldest zoo in Indonesia, and then historical hotel Majapahit. And then for the for a second argument, I would, which is among the best culinary known in Indonesia, are originated from Surabaya. I would say culinary centers and Cigarette Sampurna. Cigarette Sampurna Museum will be the historical museum. And then also well known as Hero City. And then we can also go to visit Madura, visit Madura.
If you go to Madura, that's a good point for
just,
Surabaya.
Yeah, it's just very close from Surabaya.
Well, that's true. So, I mean, there's lots of opportunity as well for signposting language and a clear structure. So, yeah, very good. Thank you.
So, enrich Madura for batik products. And there's a conclusion, rich of cultural. And then restate, Surabaya is interesting spot in Indonesia who loves historical background. And then thank you.
Yeah, very good, very good. Thank you, Juliani.
Thank you.
Leo, are you there at all?
Yes, Ed.
Do you want to share what you guys were talking about?
Yeah, sure. But I would like to give a chance for another first. Maybe Mr. Agus or Miss Pauline, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I am the committee here, right? So.
Okay. Yes.
You're
please.
Okay.
Please.
So, Miss Bernardine, do you want to share? Or Keisha? No one? Okay, never mind then. So I'll try to share, yeah?
Just very briefly, just summarize what you guys were talking about.
Sure, okay. So we have talked about creating outline for tourism business. So starting from introduction, we're going to introduce about a hooking statement first about, do you know about trivia, I guess. Do you know that Bali has thousands of temples, for instance? So
yeah, good.
Like that. And then we're going to self-introduction and establish credibility with I've lived in Bali for years and I own a tour and travel business in Denpasar and so on and so on. Yeah. And after that, I can introduce the topic about package development for Southeast Asia. Okay, and one of them is Bali. Yeah, indeed. And we're going to outline main points. There are several actually, and jump to the body of the presentation.
Okay. Yep.
Now, for the first destination is Bali itself, and we're going to support the data such as we have a lot of cultural activities and natural scenery that you can enjoy in Bali. For the cultural, we could mention about the ngaben. Ngaben, it's a traditional ceremony of Balinese. And there are a lot of natural scenery actually, as well as artificial tourism, such as Garuda Wisnu Kencana as the highest statue across Southeast Asia.
Oh, right. Okay. Really? Okay.
Yes. And if we are talking about another destination, it could be Lombok Island because, yeah, it is well known with a MotoGP event last month, right? In March. And beside MotoGP, you also can enjoy the natural sightseeing tour package from us. You can go to Mandalika Beach, Kuta Beach, which are very popular among Westerners as well. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to mention about Papua. So Papua is one of the best destinations in Southeast Asia to sail and dive. Yeah, because we all know that in West Papua there is a Raja Ampat. It's a beautiful archipelago where thousands of islands are located there in Papua. All right, and jump to the conclusion. I'm going to make a strong conclusion.
Conclude, yeah.
Yes, and after that, we can thank audience that have listening to our business pitch. Last but not least, maybe we can provide with several questions and answer section. Okay, that's
excellent. All. Okay, that sounds great structure.
Thank you.
So, okay, guys, so I hope this has been useful. We've looked at creating the outline, creating the structure, separating the different parts, different categories, different subcategories, main ideas, supporting evidence, how we might use our own words instead of reading statistics. We've looked at signposting language that we can use to help people understand where we are in the presentation or how to put emphasis onto different points. And we also had a look at the importance of good body language when we are actually delivering the presentation. So I hope that has been useful. Our time has run out and we have gone over slightly, so apologies about that. Maybe there, Leo, I could hand over to you, or Reza, if there's any questions, we can take questions.
Well, actually, it's the time that we need to finish because it's already 6:10 p.m.
Okay.
So we need to close this webinar.
Okay, guys.
I would like to say thank you for everyone and everyone for those who are in YouTube for staying tuned for this webinar. So to close this webinar, let's close this webinar with a prayer. So I will lead this prayer with in a Catholic way. So in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, amen. Good evening, Father. Now we have finished today's webinar. We are so thankful for your blessings because this webinar went without any difficulties. Now we are going back to our daily activities. We surely hope that everything that Edwin has taught us will be helpful in the future. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. So we will see you soon.
Okay, wait a moment, Ray. So maybe,
okay.
Maybe Bu Helen will share a little bit about certificates or anything else, Bu Helen? Atau closing statement, dipersilakan. Oke, halo Bu Helen. Masih di mute nih. Nah, oke. The time is yours, Miss Helen.
Yeah. Moment. Certificate, I give certificate for Mr. Edwin Phillips. Thank you, Mr. Edwin.
Okay, thank you.
For your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Bu Helen. Yeah.
The next certificate for Leonardo Gunawan as a moderator for webinar today. Thank you, Leonardo.
My pleasure, Miss Helen and friends.
And thank you, also thank you for Reza. Thank you, Reza.
Welcome.
Thank you for audience. Yeah, thank you. See you next webinar.
Sure. Thank you so much, Miss Helen, for your closing statement. So it's my pleasure, guys, to meet all of you. And thank you so much, Edwin, for the great presentation. We have a lot of things from you. So if this webinar is not enough for you to gain your confidence, you may approach us in Pakuan Center to get another classes, especially for how to present something in English or maybe general English. Okay. So that's all from me. Is there anything else that you want to ask from you or Reza or any else? Okay, there's no one going to ask. Okay, then so thank you so much. We can call it a day. Okay, foto bersama okay. So okay. Please open up your camera, guys, because we're going to take a picture together. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, maybe ada yang belum open cam lagi?
Ayo, on cam yuk.
Yo. Oke, Miss Jenny, Keisha, Pak Unggul. Oke, sudah siap semuanya?
Yeah.
Alright, maybe teman-teman dari IT boleh mengarahkan untuk foto bersamanya ya. Kayak aba-aba. 3, 2, 1. Oke, apakah sudah teman-teman dan IT?
Jason atau Steph?
Sudah, oke.
Oke, thank you.
Thank you so much. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu yang sudah
Have a nice
datang.
day.
Ya, have a nice day.
Thank you, Edwin. Thank you,
Yeah.
Leo.
Bye, guys.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Leonardo. Thank you, Mr. Edwin, and thank you all of you.
Yes.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Kapan-kapan main ya ke senternya kita.
Harus dong.
Iya.
Wajib.
Oke. Nah, thank you. Likewise, Edwin. Oke. Mungkin dari Bu Helen atau teman-teman panitia ada yang mau beri masukan nih untuk Wall Street English atau technical things perhaps?
Tadi ya Yuliani mana? Yuliani tadi ada mau tanya masalah copywriting ya, Yuliani.
Program
Copywriting. Oke. Gimana nih Miss Yuliani? Bisa dibantu?
Oh iya, tadi ini sih penasaran aja apa di
Boleh.
Street English itu ada program untuk profesional ya. Ya, profesional tuh biasanya gimana? Terus juga apakah ada yang untuk writing, misalnya kayak artikel, atau writing yang untuk copywriting, yang for marketing purposes, kayak gitu.
Oke, menarik nih.
Semacam kayak gitu.
Oke, Miss Juliani, if I may know, what's your occupation right now? Apakah itu related dengan creative industry?
Sorry, kenapa putus-putus?
Oke, kalau boleh tahu pekerjaan dari Miss Juliani sekarang apa? Creative industry?
Iya, ada perlu skill itu.
Ada perlunya ya. Oke. So, mungkin aku bakal share screen cepet aja ya. Nah, jadi kalau di tempat Wall Street English, kita ini nggak cuma belajar bahasa Inggris doang ya. Oke, thank you Reza. God bless you. Nah, tapi di sini kita juga belajar soft skill yang lain, khususnya di bidang komunikasi dan juga bisnis gitu ya. Nah, jadi kalau misalnya Miss Yuliani emang ada urgensi nih untuk meningkatkan karirnya juga, khususnya di bidang copywriting, kita ada yang program namanya Pro Skills, Professional Skills. Jadi di sini kita belajar mengenai semua yang hubungannya tentang bisnis, either itu marketing, creative advertising, and so on, kayak gitu. Nah, dan juga mungkin kalau boleh sempat share, kita benernya sering banget sih ngadain event-event dan kelas-kelas dengan copywriting. Nah, kemarin, tepatnya di Februari sih, Miss Yuliani, kita sempat collab nih dengan blogger se-Indonesia tentang how to make a impactful copywriting buat bisnis pas tentunya, kayak gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya memang butuh program ke situ, nanti Leo bisa bantu untuk arahin dan register tentunya, kayak gitu Miss Yuliani.
Ini termasuk ini, kok saya lihat di PowerPoint-nya ini ada kayak apa, business writing ini. Betul. Apakah bisa termasuk untuk kayak misalnya writing a book kayak gitu, itu juga kayak gitu ya?
Untuk writing books ya, betul.
Beda lagi.
Nah, untuk buku benarnya kita saranin untuk general English sih, Miss Yuliani. Jadi untuk core-nya kita, tapi ini buku bahasa Inggris ya, bukan Indonesia ya?
Iya, English juga. Tapi for professional juga sih.
Betul. Nah, kalau misalnya untuk buku kita biasanya kombinasi. Ini buku fiksi atau non fiksi?
Buku kesehatan.
Buku kesehatan. Wow, keren nih.
Profesional.
Nah, betul, untuk profesional. Nah, kita arahin untuk general English sama profesional package-nya kita sih. Jadi, kalau memang buku itu komponennya kan nggak cuma business writing doang ya pastinya, tapi juga kayak kita harus ningkatin vocab-nya kita, grammar-nya juga nggak boleh salah biar nggak malu-maluin gitu kan.
Iya.
Nah, kayak gitu Miss Yuliani.
Supaya bahasanya nggak terlalu berat, tapi tetap bisa
betul.
itu maksudnya.
Betul, itu yang penting sih. Itu sih yang penting, betul. Rencana kapan Miss Yuliani mau publish buku?
Wah, kita wajib publish buku memang ya.
Oh iya?
Dosen.
Wow.
Bu Yuliani ya dosen. Jadi we must write books.
Oh serius Miss Yuliani, dosen di mana nih kalau Leo boleh tahu?
Dosen tusuk-tusuk itu.
Aku buntur.
Iya.
Wow. Keren. Boleh. Jadi kalau memang mau apalagi ya pengen bikin buku yang kelasnya internasional, marketnya lebih luas, memang sih harus punya kemampuan business writing, copywriting, dan juga general English yang di atas rata-rata. Biar nggak malu-maluin. Kalau salah grammar kan bukannya mau taruh mana gitu kan. Gitu.
Ya. Sama ini bisa untuk personal branding juga ya. Ini
pastinya,
maksudnya
betul.
Personal branding yang writing atau yang speaking atau yang bagaimana?
Oke, nah kalau di Wall Street English kita belajar semuanya sih Miss Yuliani. Jadi kalau personal branding ini kan mungkin identiknya dengan individu ya. Jadi untuk masalah menulis kayak apa ya, biografi, terus juga mungkin kalau speakingnya itu lebih ke arah ngobrol tentang diri itu, kalau misalnya ngejual dalam tanda kutip ya, bukan harfiah, jual diri untuk bisnis, untuk presentasi, untuk kenalin personal brand, itu bisa kayak gitu, semuanya dipelajarin gitu sih Miss Yuliani.
Oh, oke.
Gak apa-apa, nanti jawab.
Leo dan Yuli kan satu angkatan.
Oh serius?
Ya saya yang WA waktu itu.
Oh, I see. Oke. Angkatan 16 ya, Miss Yulia.
Iya.
Piro.
Kok aku kan nggak kenal ya?
Saya juga nggak kenal sih, baru tahu ada Leo.
Piro lain.
Aku masuk Sino itu 2013 sih Miss Yuli. Lulusnya 2016.
Betul, sama.
Iya. P atau S berapa?
Oh, serius? Kok nggak pernah lihat ya? Aduh, jadi malu. Aku dulu S4.
Oh, S4. Aku S berapa ya? Lupa. S1 kayaknya dulu.
Oh, I see. Oke. Mungkin, Bu Retno. Dulu teman angkatannya siapa nih? Atau ketua OSIS-nya siapa? Mungkin aku bisa recall.
Siapa ya? Lupa, udah lama.
Udah lama ya. Iya. Kalau aku dulu zamannya angkatannya, kalau di IPA itu ada Jojo, Lala, terus pernah tahu Miss Yuli?
Tahu. Kalau yang sekolah sama aku tuh ada itu loh, apa? Siapa? Stefani, terus ada Jessica, Dani.
Stefani. Siapa?
Vicky.
Oke. Kayaknya emang
Wisaldi.
Itu ya, Sinlui terlalu gede, aku juga bingung. Dulu aku soalnya aktifnya kalau di Sinlui itu di UKS, Miss Yuli, tahu? Jadi kayak organisasi, kalau organisasi itu sih UKS, terus gitu-gitu aja sih.
Loh, UKS kok bisa jadi ke marketing ya?
Yang namanya karir juga nggak ada yang tahu sih Bu Helen, jadi kayak ya betul.
Sama kayak Yuliani ini juga banyak bidangnya yang ditekunin, hebat nih.
Masih.
Oh iya sih, emang sih nggak, yang kalau karir nggak ada yang tahu ya Bapak Ibu ya, jadi kayak ya
banyak
nikmatin.
cabang-cabang nggak apa-apa sih.
Betul. Oke, nggak apa-apa nanti Miss Yuli kita japri aja. Jadi